right, we're going to go from Gotterdammerung, Richard Wagner, Gotterdammerung, the funeral, the fire music, to Stevie. Our Hutchinson Report podcast, Take of the Week, where we roll through some of the top stuff that happened during the week, news and commentary, and my view. All right, let's get down to business. Amber Guyger, the Dallas cop that was convicted, finally, we got a conviction. Miracles, hallelujah. It's like Moses parted the Red Sea. We had a miracle in Dallas. A mostly black and Hispanic jury. Now, I'll get to that judge in a minute. I'll get to her.
Please do,
I'll get to Mammy Kemp in a minute.
Please.
I will get to Mammy Kemp in a minute. You heard me. Aunt Jemima, Mammy Kemp, I'll get to her in a minute. All right, but let me, before I get to Mammy. All right. You got the jury that came back with a verdict that convicted her. I mean, it was really cut and dry. I mean, she guns a guy down. Tony, Angela, Leroy, Ricky, Vino, Wendell. You're chilling. Vino said, I'm chilling. Okay, you're chilling in your apartment, kick back, relaxing, eating some ice cream, getting ready to watch, Thursday night football, Monday night football. Somebody comes in and blows you away. The twist is that somebody happens to be a Dallas police officer. You're relaxing in your apartment, not a care in the world after a tough day, and you come in, Ricky, and you get blown away in your own apartment. Now, I don't know what kind of defense you're going to have on that. I know we heard all the stuff. I thought it was the wrong place. I did this, it was dark. I gave commands. We got all of that. It was bunk, baloney, BS, blown away. Jury saw through it, convicted her. Now, here's where it gets interesting. I see a black Dallas police officer in court stroking the blonde woman's hair. By the way, fake blonde, Remember the tears on the stand? Phony tears, crocodile tears. I wish it had been me, all of that. And then the blonde hair, dyed blonde. A bad dyed blonde job, by the way, I might add. A very bad dyed blonde job. I could, and I don't know anything about coloring hair. I could do a better job than that. I can take a 2-year-old with their crayons, and they could do a better job than that.
All right.
All right, having said that, dyed blonde Guyger, fake dyed blonde Guyger, crocodile tears and all, the jury didn't buy it. But we have this black Dallas cop stroking this hair. Did you see her stroking that hair? Then the pièce de résistance, the icing on the cake. The judge steps down, first with the Bible in hand, steps down from the judge box, walks over and hugs her. Now, I got to ask you something. I know that there has to be in that judge's court, she's been a judge for a long time. By the way, the darling of the Dallas Police Officers Association, by the way, and a former prosecutor, if that tips it right there. I got to think that there have been more than a few blacks that have been charged with capital crimes that have come before her, i.e. murder. I'm just wondering, has she stepped down after they were convicted in her court and hugged them?
Of course not.
I just want to know, did she walk over to Mrs. John, Botham Sean Jean, the mother of Botham, and did she hug her? I'm just wondering.
Of course not.
I'm just wondering, did that black sheriff's deputy in court, did she stroke Mrs. John's hair? Did she, and her hair is not fake blonde, by the way, did she do that?
No.
I think there's a little thing that I thought, maybe I'm missing something. Help me out with this. I thought that judges were supposed to be objective, impartial, unbiased. I thought. Am I getting something wrong? I'm big, A.H. Hoffman, about fat-mouthing on Facebook. Don't tell me anything about what you think. I don't want to hear bitching. I don't want to hear moaning. I don't want to hear complaining. I don't want to hear whining. I don't want to hear any of that. What I want to hear, no, I don't want to hear anything. What I want to see is ACTION, action. You could have filed a complaint with the Texas Judicial Commission about this judge. I put the form on my Facebook page. Did anybody take time to fill that form out, file the complaint, in between all the bitching, moaning, and whining? Did anybody do that?
Did you take a poll on that?
You already know the answer to that. All right.
Take a poll.
And by the way, the icing on the cake, a 10-year sentence. A 10-year sentence. Prosecutors recommended 28 years. Hard line, take no prisoners, slap them in the execution chamber, Texas. For a capital offense. 10 years. By the way, served 2 in a country club somewhere, and then, of course, walk. We already know that. The deal is in. But I have to be an optimist, A.H. Hoffman. We got a conviction. We'll leave it at that. All right, Donald Trump. Let's get down to him. We know that there is a second whistleblower that is getting ready to file another whistleblower complaint about Trump. The Ukraine? That's right, Rick. Bring it up. There you go. There you go. I like that.
Is that the Ukrainian music?
There
is that
goes.
what that is?
That's what it is. Another, bring it up.
Really?
Next, we'll be doing old Ukrainian folk songs. I love that one. You ought to bring in the Tchaikovsky second.
That sounds like mafia music, like the death. That's what it sounds like.
What he did, he borrowed Ukrainian folk tunes and put that in the second movement.
Is this like Michael Corleone music or what?
Michael Corleone.
The Godfather. This sounds like the death
By
of
the
someone.
way, speaking of that, Michael had a great line in The Godfather.
Uh-oh.
You got to answer for Santino. I believe in forgiveness. See, I don't mind forgiveness. And, I don't mind atonement. I'm big on that. But you still got to pay.
To what degree?
But you still got to pay. We can forgive all day. We can atone all day. In my faith, as you well know, atonement is there. But at the same time, you still got to pay. You got to answer for Santino. Trump has got to answer now for the Ukraine and 10,000 other crimes. Not low crimes, but the highest crimes, and definitely not misdemeanors. Impeachment is on the table. Pelosi said, you know what, we had to do it. I can't ignore it. We got to go there with that. Here's the deal. Everybody is saying that there is no chance that he would ever, there was not a snowball's chance in hell that the Republican-controlled Senate would ever convict him. That's the working thought. That is a conventional logic.
They're not.
I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure.
I don't believe
it could
Earl,
be,
until I see it.
I got that, but it could be payback time. A lot of Republicans don't like him. They don't like him because he has dissed them every chance he has gotten. He doesn't like them either. They don't like him. It could be payback time. And then you got to remember, there's a gentleman waiting in the wings that they do like. He's one of them. A gentleman by the name of Pence. He's one of them.
He's
more conventional, conservative. They
Trump.
like him. Former senator. Not a bad thing. So let's keep our eye on that. Dian Carroll. I asked people yesterday. I love Dian. Down through the years, she was a heartthrob of mine. Julia, she broke a lot of new ground with that. And she was just a fine person. Everyone that ever had any contact with her on a personal basis made it clear she was a beautiful woman. She would give her heart. Never had anything negative to say, nothing. We need more people like that in this world. And by the way, I have to tell you, of my generation, and I don't mind dating myself because I have a birthday coming up in another couple of days.
Do.
Yes, I do.
How young are you?
I'm not telling.
Happy birthday to you, Dr. Earl.
Thank you. But A.H. Hoffman, you promised you were going to take me out. So you know what?
I am going to take you out.
I'm holding your feet to the fire on that.
Okay.
Anyway, Dian Carroll, basically, R.I.P., hats off to her.
Yeah.
Her legacy, her traditions that she set in place, her model of excellence, professional and personal, just being a warm human being, excellence will always live forever.
Yes.
Hats off to Dian Carroll.
Yes.
Individuals like that, when they make them, I think, Tony, they broke the mold on them. They really have broken the mold because, we're talking about folk of another generation when people were really human beings and related to people. They weren't in cell phones. They weren't in tech stuff. They weren't doing all this stuff now and just so impersonal. Folk of Ricky's generation, every time you look at them, their heads bowed down into something tech. No, they related to people as human beings. Dian Carroll was the best of that generation, the best of the best. Once again, her legacy will live on forever. All right, anyway, A.H. Hoffman.
Yes.
The Hutchinson Report, take on the week. That's our take. We got to get out of here. We got to blow this joint. All right, Wendell, Ricky, A.H. Hoffman, Oliver, Leroy, Earl. Oh, I'm Earl. And you, the audience. Thank you.
That part.
Until next week.